And you've asked me to think about medicine. A sonic collage.
Colour.
Stone
Touch of green in the sky.
circles.
I'm sitting here, I'm thinking now about the value of green prescribing.
The steep,
It's uneven.
Sage, Salvia
And
officinalis.
I've been holding
Scanning
things
small-ish.
you gave me.
Stop.
And you've asked me to think about medicine. And that's quite hard here.
Specific dosages and brightly coloured pills and liquids. Distinctive smells and tastes and rituals 2 times a day after meals. Of course, research tells us that even just images of green spaces, woodland areas, flowers, can be helpful for our well-being, a sense of rest, recovery, healing. In the place where I'm sitting now, I feel great privilege to have been able to travel here, to access this space, to be in company of like-minded people. Don't have the same access or freedom in the place where I live, which is interesting. I grew up on a council housing estate, which is all concrete and small grassy patches near concrete play areas that were just really for allowing your dog to go to the toilet on. And so it's one
Couldn't
thing
take my eyes off it,
to
really.
prescribe outdoor green activities. But it's another thing to
It's a subtle difference, but I think it's
soften
really
my
important.
presence.
It opens everything up. Remember.
We were listening to a little bit of a sound collage that was composed by Sarah called "And You've Asked Me to Think About Medicine."
What did you do?
Sarah Scaife is an artist and doctoral research student at the University of Exeter, Department of Communications, Drama, and Film. She uses practice-based performance research methods to explore what she calls medicines of uncertainty.
In partnership with a community radio station, I designed and conducted this health research project using open and participatory methods. It culminated in broadcasts on stations in 20 countries. My sound work, an innovative form of research data, is also shared online under a Creative Commons license.
Why did you do it?
Practice-based creative formats open fertile avenues of enquiry and can be accessible to wider audiences. I find that combining the low-cost technology of radio making with intentional enquiry outdoors opens up possibilities. Through these methods, I can both invite a range of people and voices to contribute to my research and share my findings more widely.
How did you do it?
That work was created from original sounds that were collected and recorded live in the gardens of Dartington Hall in Devon, UK, by contributors who joined Sarah's workshop at Sentient Performativities, Thinking Alongside the Human conference.
What barriers or challenges did you have to overcome?
As a researcher with lived experience of breast cancer treatment, I'm looking for gentle ways to expand and probe understandings of experiences of medical uncertainty. Participants spoke about personal things, including economics, self-care, and neural diversity.
What does it mean for you and your research?
Jess Miller at the University of Buffalo really gets my inquiry, so in his words,
as we listen, we are entrusted with this opportunity to bear witness to other people's experiences of illness and of the world. But these experiences never remain isolated or atomized as this kind of singular suffering sick person. Instead, they're weaved together in an affiliation with other voices. But also, I think just as importantly, the voices are woven together with the sounds of the environment, so that the distinction between figure and ground is made unstable. And I think this is a good reminder that human health and illness doesn't take place at the front of a kind of agency-less environmental stage, meaning that the health of the planet and of the human species and of individual human people are all bound up together. When we isolate illness into individual bodies, we fail to recognize these kinds of connections between human health, human institutions, and the more than human world that we share.
How might your findings or approach help other researchers?
the technology for sound recording and editing is widely available at low cost, and community radio stations are hungry for unusual content. Scientific methods generate facts, but a key strength of creative health research like this is to stimulate critical shifts of perception within the academy and in the wider public domain. And now let's hear from Sarah Kim, a doctor and creative researcher.
I'm actually a physician based in Canada, realizing how what we bring in the biomedical world is brushing one aspect of what it means to achieve wellness or healing. A lot of my work is moving towards these kinds of practices where we use the arts as a medicine that's accessible to anybody.
And listening to that piece, I really love the way it encourages listeners to engage in new kinds of attention. That research is supervised at the University of Exeter, the University of Bristol, and supported by the South West and Wales Doctoral Training Partnership.